Alright, welcome everyone. It's that time of the season now that we ask ourselves who is the best legend to play, who is good, who is not good. While playing with some of these legends and fighting against almost all of them, I have a tier list to show you who is the worst to the best legends in Apex Legends Season 8, in my opinion. For my ranking, I'll have 4 tiers: S for the best, A for really good with little to minor flaws, B for decent enough with some big drawbacks, and C for not good enough and these legends could use a lot of love. So to start the C tier, despite he's being a new legend into the game, we have Fuse. It's sad because I really wanted to use Fuse and join the kill grind with him when he released, but he felt very lackluster to me. His passive is actually really great, but his tactical felt a little disappointing, and his ultimate can be countered very easily by many of the legends, and all those legends are being played by majority of the community. Even if you trap somebody in the fire, unless you have a high ground vantage point on them, it's very difficult to see inside the fire to try and do any damage towards that person. Next in the C tier list, despite that this person got a recent buff, it'll have to be Rampart. She is great for holding down places and able to make cover whenever she wants, but it feels like she still lacks a lot of things to be good. And even if you make her good, you have to put in a lot of serious work to make her very effective, when it is so much easier to pick any of the other defensive legends. Moving into B tier now, to start off B tier is Mirage. He is great at what he does, using his decoys to bamboozle everyone to gain the advantage for easy kills and wins. The only downside to this is trying to get these bamboozles on the higher level players is going to be very difficult to do, which is why he starts with the B tier. Next we have Revenant. He is nice to use when you want to counter legends with those annoying abilities to fight against, but stuff like his hitbox size being kinda big, having some really underpowering passes, and his totem just not being all that great unless you're playing King's Canyon, he is really like a 50-50 at most scenarios. Next on the list is Pathfinder. It really hurts me to put this man on this list, considering that I played him for many seasons straight, again 10,000 kills with him, but honestly, since they put low profile and now that they end up changing his hitbox, that was literally the nail in the coffin for me ever playing him ever again. When I give him a break and decided to try and play normal sized legends, I saw a massive improvement in my gameplay because I was not getting knocked super easily. Trying to win 1v1s, especially in close range scenarios, is very difficult with him now. And also losing this unique passive to Bloodhound and Crypto, where all of them could be able to scan the survey beacons, is also a huge loss. Despite that, he still has a really fun grapple and a really good ultimate for rotation, but that's really all he has going for him. He's really not that good anymore. Next we got Crypto. Crypto is really great for surveying areas in his drone. He can open bins, open doors, recover banners, and use the respawn beacon in his drone without actually having to be there himself. What holds him back is all of his kits and benefits rely all on his drone. Once it is destroyed, you are completely useless for a whole 40 seconds until it's ready to use again. Plain and simple, basically. Lastly, to top the B tier, to me is Loba. Loba is an amazing support legend to always ensure everybody is fully geared up with the weapons they want and all the ammo and heals that they could get. Being able to open supply bins with a black market that actually recharges very quickly and already has a 50% charge when you start off the match. The one and only thing that really holds her back from being an A tier legend is her bracelet. It's trash. It takes long to take out, throw it to the distance that you want it to reach, and takes very long to put away after you teleport. A lot of the times it's super buggy and does not work when you need it to work. She is great for looting, but her bracelet really prevents her from being our A tier legend. But moving up to the A tier, we have Wattson. Even though you don't see much Wattsons at all, she is still really good and to some really slept on now, with legends like Fuse or others like Caustic and Gibby who are very high tier legends that you'll see later in the video. Her ultimate is really great, clearing out their ult and saving yourself to wasting any of your shield cells. Right next to her, honestly, this may upset a lot of people, but I think Ray should be the next one here. She's still considered the best legend to some, with the best utilities ever. Her kit just cannot be matched with other legends being able to assist in almost every scenario possible. Why she dropped this much is because of her hitbox change. Just like Pathfinder, she is much easier to hit now and is no longer the small hard to hit legend she was before. You can even notice the huge drop in Wraith players and matches. She still is great if you can manage to hit your shots and slay on everybody before they can knock you, but honestly, hitbox change, it really affects Pathfinder, and you can notice that it stands to affect Wraith too. Next on the list is Bangalore. she's still almost the same, being great for covering your team, blinding enemies with her smoke, great passive for running away, and her ultimate for repositioning, and even a great third-party tool to make those pushes with how fast it blows up now. She's just all-rounded, so great, and just fits so many roles when you need her there. Next on the list is going to be a surprise for some people, and that is going to be Octane. He literally went completely from D tier in the early stages of Apex, slowly moving up to C tier, and now he literally skyrocketed himself up to A tier, literally almost the top of A tier, and that is all thanks to his new and improved jump pad, being able to jump at a higher arc, or if you slide into it, you jump to a lower arc, but you'll be able to travel some insane distances with it. To me at least, his jump pad is now the best movement based ultimate in the game. It is so much better than a Wraith Portal now, because you can literally at least travel up to 100 meters while taking it, which is really insane. That is some really insane distance to cover. Combo with the small buffs that he got in recent seasons, like regenerating his health faster stim movement, he can turn his entire team into the most aggressive pushers you can ever fight. He is even considered meta in ranked right now for Kings Canyon. Even some saying that he's better than Wraith now. You see more Octanes than Wraith. I mean, who would have thought? Lastly, we have Lifeline to top off the A tier. She is amazing at keeping her squad alive with her passive and still being able to fight back at the same time. Having a gold bag on her is really deadly, and having an airdrop that could drop heals is all also great, with her dog drone being able to heal everybody up. She tops it because of the survivability she has to keep her squad alive, which is very important in a game like Apex. Finally, we reach in the S tier, and to start off the S tier we have Caustic, the weakest legend in the game to somebody. When it comes to bunkering up buildings, Caustic does it the best. His traps is the most annoying thing to fight against. Your movement is slowed down, damage stacks the longer you stay in it. Yeah, you will have some visibility, but you're probably going to die almost 10 out of 10 times by the time you're able to figure out what you're trying to do inside there. He is also great to use offensively with his ultimate, or defensively when you really need your gas right now. You just pop your ultimate and just throw it down on yourself. Honestly, he is just so much pain to fight against. It's just annoying. Next on the list is Bloodhound. Might be considered the best recon legend to provide any information to the team, being able to scan for the ring, scan a large area for enemies, traps, ultimate that can highlight anyone at any range, and could keep the ultimate going when knocking down enemies and reducing his tactical to every 4 seconds. I mean, what was Respawn thinking? Next on the list is Gibraltar, aka Gibby. This man has just way too much to provide. A gun shield that could tank 50 damage, reduce damage tanks to 45, a dome that could fully protect you and your team, that could also provide fast use and also give Gibby fast res, an airstrike in a can that is very destructive, very hard to kill in 1v1 scenarios, especially against low profile legends. Jesus Christ, this man has a lot to provide, what the hell. And lastly, probably the best legend in the game right now has to be Horizon. Only been in the game for 1 season and she has definitely made her presence made. Her passive is literally heaven, being able to jump onto enemies from high distances without the negative effect upon landing. Great movement based tactical for you and your whole team to use. Despite the cooldown nerfs, it is still amazing, and you have 100% accuracy while using it, and also a deadly black hole to trap enemies in, and can pretty much call it GG's when you add in grenades and other damaging ults. Well, this is my tier list. If you agree with any of these rankings, comment and let me know, and like the video if you really enjoy. Also subscribe to help the channel grow and for more Apex Legends content. I hope all of you all are doing great, keeping it 100, and I'll see all of you all in the next video. Later.